Hi, I'm Rod Fitz. You know, what I would like to do right now is just take a few minutes and talk about AVROA and its ultimate goals and how we plan to get there. You know, ultimately, AVROA needs to be a national nonprofit organization that services the needs and protects the rights of individual vacation rental owners like you and I. That's really where we need to be. The question is, well, I should say the problem is, how do we get to where we are right now, which is pretty much nowhere, to that organization that has the competent management and the expertise, the legal expertise and tax expertise in nonprofit organizations? Well, I think we need to look at, you know, it might seem logical that we should start up, if we're going to be a nonprofit, we just as well start up as a nonprofit. And I think ideally, if we could do that, we would, all right? The problem, of course, once you look into it, is that if you want to have a nonprofit and you want to have a board of directors and you want to have competent paid management, you need to have some funding, which we don't have. I think that if we had several $1 million in funding, 2 or 3, I think we could probably build a competent management staff and be able to fund ourselves over the next 3 or 4 or 5 years so we could achieve the goals that we're really looking for. But we certainly don't have that money, and so that's not an option for us. And I'll tell you something else. I'm not a tax attorney or an accountant or a specialist at all in nonprofits. But from what I can figure out from my readings, is nonprofit tax law is complex. And also, you need to define what type of entity you are and how you're going to generate your income and exactly how that income is going to be applied towards your goals, towards your mission, towards whatever you define yourself as. Well, the truth of the matter is, AVROA is still in the process of defining itself. We don't know where our revenue streams are going to go. We know what we want to accomplish. We just don't know exactly how we're going to go about doing it. And the problem with, as far as I can see with nonprofits, is that you better know what you're doing in the beginning, because as you define yourself in the beginning, is going to be what you live with down the line. People think that if you just make yourself a nonprofit that you won't have to pay any income taxes. Well, that's really not the case. There are strict rules about what you can do and what you can't do, and if you don't follow those rules, not only will you pay income tax, but you very well could lose your not-for-profit tax status altogether. And that's just what I could figure out. So what do we do in the short term? Because we don't have any money to fund something like that, and we really don't know exactly how to define ourselves, as far as I can tell. Well, the truth is that one thing AVROA doesn't have to worry about right now is making money or paying taxes as a for-profit corporation. AVROA is not making any money. And as we go forward and we start getting some membership dues in, and we start figuring out all these other ways that we're trying to experiment with where we might be able to generate revenue for AVROA, we won't have to worry about infringing on our defined not-for-profit tax status. We can experiment at this time, find out what models work and how we can get a sustaining model for AVROA. And then in 3, 4, 5 years, when we know who we are and we have maybe amassed a little bit of money, we can start investigating the best way to transition us into that nonprofit organization. And that's pretty much the plan. It's the best one that I can come up with. One thing that we can do is be transparent. We will set up someplace on our site where everyone will be able to see where the dollars are coming in and where the dollars are going out. I can tell you right now that most of the dollars are going to be spent either on developing our membership or developing our presence on the internet, or working on expanding the capabilities of the AVROA website. Anyway, that's where we stand right now, and I invite you to become part of AVROA. We need your help. You know, it's going to be a journey, but you know, it's good work, and if we are able to accomplish this, I think we're going to build an enduring legacy, which is really a great thought for me. That, you know, being 61 right now, and I've been in business for 40 years. I told my wife that this is going to be the last project. And I can't think of a better way of going out than establishing something that could help maybe hundreds of thousands of people for a very long time. So that's the plan. I invite you to join us. Thanks a lot for your time.